Oh my God, here we go. Hi, everybody. I know, are you all sick of me? I'm getting sick of me. We're going live again. Hi. We're at a different location. Yay. Hi, everybody. Okay, it's 3:30, just saying hi. Thanks for joining me. Thank you very much. We're going to do something fun. We're going to have a little conversation with one of my favorite people in the world. She is doing a really cool thing tonight. For you, for all of you who have kids, this has been a stressful time, clearly, not only for adults, but for a lot of children. And as a result, Nickelodeon is doing this great special tonight where they're going to be talking to kids and getting expert advice from a lot of people. My special guest said she needed 5 more minutes. So we could either talk for a little bit or I could turn this off and you guys could join me in 5 minutes. What do you think, people? I'll do whatever you guys think is the best thing to do. Or you can just ask me questions. Hi, Fort Lauderdale. I'm glad you like my updates. You guys, I hope you're doing okay. I know this is a really stressful time. I'm feeling stressed. My daughter couldn't sleep last night because she was worried. Okay, let's just talk, everybody. Hi. She was really worried about the virus. I think, honestly, she worries about me. I think she worries about her friends. She worries about people who are older, who she knows and loves and cares about. I was thinking about how stressed out I would be if my mom and dad were alive. I would be so worried about them. Sadly, I don't have either of them. John's parents are a little older and we're worried about them. And I'm sure for you all who have older parents, you're worried about them as well. What did I have for lunch today? I had a half of a turkey sandwich. I'm trying to be a little healthy because I've just been eating like a pig, you guys. I'm sort of a stress eater and I get a lot of comfort from food, which I know isn't good, but so I've been eating a lot of Tate's chocolate chip cookies and all kinds of other things that are not good for you, but I'm trying to be a little forgiving. But I've decided it's Monday and I'm going to eat a little healthier today. So I had cottage cheese for breakfast. And you've been baking. I'm sure we've been baking too. We made lemon turmeric bread. My daughter did cake, kind of a loaf, huh?
Allison Roman's recipe.
Allison Roman's recipe of lemon turmeric, kind of a bread cakey thing. And then we made focaccia, homemade focaccia, which was awesome. Someone's asking, okay, let's see. I'm also losing my eyesight. No, she's not going to come for a little bit. So you guys can ask me any questions. What is that? I can be your back.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, sorry. Don't ask me weird random questions. I'm glad that you are enjoying the interviews with people on the front lines. I've been through my cancer work. I know a ton of doctors and nurses. And so we've been trying to keep in touch with them. And I'm glad that you are appreciating those. I mean, our healthcare workers, everyone, they're so impressive and so important right now. And I hope that if we didn't respect them enough before, that's going to be forever changed because they're putting their lives on the line every day and doing so much to help people who are getting sick. Anyway, what else? Do you guys have any questions?
We'll put the recipe in your story.
Yeah, we'll put the recipes in the story for the lemon turmeric cake. We'll also put the recipe in our in my stories for the focaccia, which was also delicious.
And it was in Wake Up Call.
It was in Wake Up Call. Have you? Hey, do you guys all subscribe to Wake Up Call, my daily newsletter? It's great because the recipe for focaccia and the recipe for lemon turmeric cake we're going to put on my stories. Anyway, Wake Up Call is awesome because you don't have to watch the news all day. We're going to tell you everything you need to know to get your day started. It's smart, informative, fun to read, and let's see if my special guest is here.
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter's watching. Hi, Carrie. Where are you? She's in the house and she's tuning into this Instagram live. I will play the piano. You guys let me know what time you want me to play. I'll take your requests. You didn't get your wake up call? Oh, I wonder why. Okay. Please write to me at Katie at
Katie@katiecouric.com.
Katie@katiecouric.com if you didn't get it. My daughter is in her bedroom, which is just around the corner. I should get her, and she's a beautiful singer. We should have her sing while I play the piano. That would be fun. Okay, let's see. Where is my special guest? I feel like I'm stretching like in the old days when we had no more piano, my daughter is saying. Why not? I enjoy playing. You're seeing these mother-daughter dynamics play out in real time here. Oh, I missed the Aspen Ideas Festival too, but I was traveling. Anyway, the big question is, I don't even know what's going on with my daughter's wedding. It's going to be in July, but who knows if it can actually happen. Carrie Monahan, hi. Oh, here we go. Let's add my guest. Let's see. Is she here? We're waiting for her. Thank you. Hi from East Hampton, New York. Hi. How are you? Are you in a right? Oh, hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me? No. You're a little, oh, there you go. You're a little frozen for a moment. How appropriate.
How a pro.
But I'll bump. How are you doing?
The jokes are gonna get us through this.
They are.
How
Even
you?
even the corny mom jokes. I'm good. Thank you for spending a few minutes talking to us.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
of course. I'm happy to.
I hear a lot of noise in the
We have a
background.
full
How
house.
are you all surviving?
We are surviving okay. We have a very full household. Hold on one second. Hey guys, I'm talking to Katie Couric. Can you just keep it down for a tiny
Tell
bit?
Dax to come. I want him to come say hi at the end of this
Okay.
because I love him.
Or Dax, come say hi.
So
we have a very full.
I never heard of her. Who is she?
hi, Dax. How are you?
You're such a babe.
Oh,
I'm great.
I know you were kind of in isolation for a few days. It's nice to have you all under the same roof.
Yeah, big time. The food's much better here.
How many people are with you guys?
Too many. 7.
2 kids.
Us 4 plus 3 adults.
Yeah.
Who are the 3 adults? Just people you saw and you said, come on in?
My childhood best friend, Aaron Weekly, was visiting me in Austin while I was shooting. We were supposed to spend 8 days together. Then everything went sideways, and then we thought it was too dangerous. So he drove back in a car with me from Austin to LA, and then we sat in that 1-bedroom apartment with each other for a week, and then we came back. And then Monica, our good friend who you met, my co-host on the podcast.
Yeah.
She was having other medical issues starting like 6 weeks ago and felt like it'd be safer if she was with friends. So she had already been here for 6 weeks. And then
Anna, a friend of ours who we also work with, who lives with roommates who weren't at the time stopping going to work or stopping going out. Her roommates couldn't guarantee her that they weren't like out and about. So she felt a little nervous that they weren't taking it maybe as seriously as she wanted to. So we said, you can sleep in the girls' room, and the girls are on our floor on a mattress.
Aww.
And it's a party. Let me tell you.
Are you guys, I mean, it's nice to have more people because if it's just family, then they think they can get away with murder. And at least when they don't know as well, they behave a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's nice to have a side war going on with other people so it doesn't feel so personal.
Exactly. Are you all getting along though pretty well?
We're getting along good with the kids, and we're getting along good with the adults we're friends with. This has been stressful for Mama and Dad.
Mom and Dad, we've been at each other's throats real bad.
Really?
Real bad over the last couple. Oh yeah.
It just ended like 8 minutes ago.
This is
perfect timing.
This is as physically close as we've been in a couple days because we've just found each other revolting.
Yeah.
My husband just
America's sweetheart has some character defects. I'm sorry to let everyone know.
My husband
The
just
claws
sent,
have come out.
my husband just sent me a photo of a woman saying, "Do you have to blink that loud? You blank, blank, blank." Which I think kind of sums up how we're feeling. No matter how much we love our partners, it's a lot of togetherness, isn't it?
It is. Well, and it's just a brand new dose of like what you long for is so much time together, and then you get 24/7, and you're like, oh, this is a lot of time together. We're not good. We're not well practiced at this. We're great at seeing each other 3 hours a day. That works great.
What's weird though is I feel like we do spend a lot of time together. This is my perspective. It doesn't have to be yours. But like we just being home from the moment we wake up until the moment we go to bed, there's a lot more time to think about what the other person is doing, is accomplishing, is saying, is meaning, is inferring. There's all this like time to think about things that normally you would just, go off to work and say like, oh, I'm not going to think too much about that comment or who did that dish or whatever. But now there's all this time to conclude things about your part and make your confirmation bias correct. And that's something I've tried to think about a lot. This idea of confirmation bias towards family, where you know your whole family so well and you sort of like have a filter over what they're saying. You're not really listening because you know their perspective, you know their view on that. But people evolve all the time, and this is a really good chance for me to do some work on not having any confirmation bias towards any of my family and really like listen to them and go, oh, I didn't know you thought that, or
That sounds very mature, Dax. I think Kristen is really growing from this experience. Why do I suddenly feel like Lorraine Bracco in The Sopranos?
Better than Lorraine Bobbitt.
Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't mention her name given these circumstances, Dax. Well, I wanted to talk to Kristen. You're welcome to stick around, but I'm excited about her special.
I just wanted to say I adore you, and I adore you, and you guys are pretty darn similar, so it's not shocking that I adore you both.
Well, we adore you too. I can speak for your wife. We adore you.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to air fry a steak now for the other adults.
We're so air fryer. Guys, I think the real winners of this quarantine are the people who bought an air fryer when it, a couple months ago when it became popular, because holy smokes, is that an easy way to cook?
I know. I just made homemade potato chips. I just sliced up today, and you just put them on the thing for 20 minutes. It's better if you put a little bit of oil, because we've done it both ways. Salt those puppies up, and they're delicious.
Oof. I might have to try that. We've been doing a lot of ordering out too, because Dax actually on his podcast interviewed Sanjay Gupta last week and just asked every possible question that everybody could have. And he was saying the transmission rate for food is so violently low, it's just not going to happen. It also can't live above, what is it, 160 degrees?
Yeah, that's the deal. It should be hot takeout or hot carry out.
But if you are if you're throwing the bag away and sanitizing the container, I mind a ton is I live here and I do not, it would break my heart so much. You hear that? He turned on the air fryer. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Too loud? I can move it. I'll move it outside.
I've been concerned with the local businesses, so we've been trying to do quite a bit of takeout.
Oh, that's really nice. What is he doing?
Just making noises to poke me.
You two, maybe you need a little time apart in the same house. Like you have your little space and he has his little space.
It's impossible. He's too big, Katie. He's too loud and too big. He's everywhere.
You need to take a walk by yourself.
I know. I have been walking the dog a lot and just putting my Glennon Doyle book in my ears and having some peaceful
having your little quiet place. Well, you
Yes.
know, I think what you guys are going through is being repeated in families all over the country. And that's one of the reasons I know you did this Nickelodeon special tonight that comes on
Yeah.
at 7:00. And it's really to help kids through this bizarre time in our world right now. Tell me a little bit about it, how it came about and why you wanted to do it.
Well, I think, you know, the parents have a better ability to assess and go, wow, we're having trouble because we're spending so much time together. This is crazy. We need to be gentle with one another. Kids don't have that language. And I feel, you know, that kids are around a lot of adults that are talking about this stuff.
Right.
And sometimes adults use really scary words and the kids don't yet even know how to ask the questions that they're thinking of. So Nickelodeon asked me to basically host, which essentially is doing this. I'm sitting at a computer.
Yeah.
But we have a ton of kids on it asking experts questions. We have the Surgeon General of California. We've got
President
Surgeon General.
Yeah, I know Vivek Murthy, who's a great guy.
He's amazing.
I've been working on a series on loneliness with him, loneliness and social isolation that predated this whole pandemic, but he's wonderful. He's so calming and gentle.
Yeah. So we have experts that the kids can talk to and ask questions. And we kind of, you know, each segment is about something different. The first one is a little more the science of it. The kids ask the questions about what it is, how does it transfer, how do I get it? We've got some kids that are just curious. We've got some kids that actually did science projects on COVID-19 weeks ago and learned about it, and they're sharing their knowledge about it in terms that other kids can understand. And the whole point of the special is that we're listening. They're in charge and we're listening. Then we go into the emotional part of it because look, like kids are worried about missing their summer camps. They're missing their birthdays. My daughter's birthday was on Friday, you know, and like it was a bummer. We did a big Zoom class party and had, you know, all the parents on FaceTime, but it wasn't really the same. And it's nothing to feel sorry for, but
yes, it's okay to feel sorry for.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not the world's worst thing that can happen, but those kids do deserve the opportunity to say, I'm bummed. I like my summer camp. I'm going to miss my birthday. I can't see my friends. And we talk about that and hear them out. And then we also hear from some kids who have gotten some really great traction on great ideas. One who's making masks, one who's selling his paintings for to feed the food bank in Texas. Two girls who have organized this incredible like database of teenagers, high schoolers, and college kids that are out of school and can babysit for free, willing to babysit for free for first responders, for doctors and nurses who are at the hospital, you know, for so many hours. And they're just, these kids have brilliant ideas and it gives them a chance to talk. And then obviously we try to be really silly throughout it, but it's a chance for kids to feel like something is made for them and that their questions are being asked and answered.
That's so great because, as I mentioned, it's an anxiety producing, confusing time, but I love the fact that you're celebrating sort of that necessity is the mother of invention. You know, the creativity that we've seen and the innovation that we've seen come from this very, very challenging time is phenomenal. So I'd be excited to see what these kids are doing. Even though I have adult kids, I'm going to watch the special just for that, because I think That's so inspiring. I wanted to ask you about your kids, if you feel comfortable talking about it. You have two daughters, Lincoln and Delta. Does that do those names have anything to do with like an airplane or a Lincoln Continental by chance?
What do you think, Katie?
I don't know.
Have you met my husband? Well, Dax bought a 1967 Lincoln when he just got out of college. It is still sitting in our garage. It was the star of the first indie movie we ever did together that he wrote and directed called Hit and Run. And he had always said that he wanted to name his firstborn Lincoln. When I got pregnant, we thought it was a boy. And when we found out it was a girl, we just decided that's still a pretty dope name for a girl. It's really cool. And then this Delta's name came from a text he got from a buddy that was actually poking fun at the name Lincoln for a girl. And he said, what are you going to name your second girl? Something really tough like Delta Force. And he said, Delta, that's a pretty name. And I said, oh, yeah, no one's been named Delta as long as I can remember. And he said, someone's named Delta? I was like, do you not know who Delta Burke is? And he did not.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is the first Delta that he knew. And then right before we had both agreed to name her Delta, he went out and when I was 8 months pregnant, got a tattoo, because he hates jewelry, on his ring finger that was a bell. And it said L for Lincoln, K for Kristen, and D for Delta, which was very sweet and also cornered me into naming her Delta.
He's very clever that way. Well, are they asking you guys a lot of questions about what's going on and how are you handling any anxiety or trepidation they may be feeling right now?
They have not asked a ton of questions, but as a parent, you can see when their eyes are asking the questions and their mouths don't know how to say it. So we've been very open about, here, let me show you one thing we've been doing. We've been very open about telling them what the disease is, and they, you know, they talk about germs enough in school and washing your hands that they understood the initial concept, but we said this one's worse, and it's especially worse if you're older. We've tried to give them an opportunity to ask questions, but it hasn't really happened. It's kind of strange. Like 5 and 7, they're still a little nervous to ask things, but what I'm trying to do is err on what we're doing and why those are positive steps, so
right,
that they focus on the helpers and not the scary things. So we've been drawing our projects like this. It says we are going to flatten the curve.
Cute.
And I showed them the Wall Street Journal pictures of what the curve would look like if we didn't all stay home. And I said, this represents how many people might have to go to the hospital, and that hospital can't take that many.
Wait a second, hold on.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anyways, I've showed them the diagrams that I think they'll understand, because they're really visual learners. And then I've kind of just said, if you have any other questions, you know, you can always ask me. And if you feel sad about not seeing your friends, you can tell me and we'll Zoom with them. And then the other day, I actually found my 5-year-old. She came out of the bathroom and announced, I did it. I found the vaccination. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because we have more clinical trials, but it's really just green food coloring and water is what we're looking at as a possible vaccination. And she's been tinkering. She has all these little bath toys that look sort of like, you know, hospital squirters.
Yeah.
So she's been playing scientist, and I actually think it's okay that this disease is on her mind so much, because whatever imagination game she's playing in the bathroom where she's using colored dyes, she's pretending she's a scientist that has a cure. And I just think that's awesome.
I think it is too. And, you know, I think you're right. You can, I know a lot of families are having to deal with school age kids and learning online and all these other things that are really challenging. But when you don't want to rip your hair out, it is a great opportunity for these teachable moments, explaining to them. And it's so great. Your daughter is inspired to explore science, and we need more women going into STEM. And
Big time.
I was talking to a public health expert for my podcast just earlier today, and he was saying after these outbreaks, one good thing is a lot of people want to get more involved in public health, and they sign up, they want to work for the CDC. I actually interviewed the screenwriter for Contagion and the man from the Columbia Mailman School of Public Health, who was an advisor for that, because it was so incredibly prescient. And it was really, really an interesting conversation. But this could inspire people, a whole new generation, to go into science, especially little girls, which is awesome.
And I hope that the dramatic increase in kindness that we've seen lasts as well. Flower shops putting out all their flowers saying, if you're having a bad day, take some. People giving away food. All of these people saying, sending out their takeout with a free roll of toilet paper. I'm hoping that so much good comes from this sort of terrible situation that we're all in. And, this is so funny because I was just thinking about how a lot of people aren't going into the medicines that we need, especially like general practitioners, because there was a 60 Minutes on like a couple months ago about how NYU had recently made its medical school tuition free.
Yeah.
That if you get in, you're tuition free and they had raised $300 million to sustain this fund in perpetuity so that everyone could go, because they were seeing numbers by 2025, we're going to have a shortage of general practitioners because there just is a better financial gain to go into something like dermatology or orthopedics. And the family doctors, the ones where it all starts, those numbers are declining. And so they've made the tuition free so that people wouldn't be in debt. And it just started me thinking about the medical community. And then this whole thing happened. But I'm also one to lean into it because I got to tell you, Katie, we've watched Contagion 3 times this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you are real gluttons for punishment.
Big time.
How eerie is it? How on the nose it is? It's
insane.
What?
It's insane.
3 times, so I'm going to cut you all off.
Okay, we're done watching Contagion. It's too much.
Yeah. Have you watched Tiger King?
Of course. My husband is campaigning to play the Tiger King.
He would be awesome. I was thinking about that. He has the bangs for the role.
He'd be incredible, but the only problem is he's one of the only things in the world that terrifies him is tigers.
Oh.
So I think that he said he was lying in bed the other night talking about this and said, I could do the role if I had to be around baby tigers, but would you be around a big live tiger?
I don't think so.
He says he doesn't think so.
Oh.
So we're going to have to talk to someone who knows how to CG these tigers.
Yeah, because he would be incredible, honestly. And
he'd be unreal.
Who was talking about playing the woman in it? Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin?
I think, I just saw that I just had a brain fart about.
Kate McKinnon?
Yes, thank you. Kate McKinnon.
Oh, I'm already at the theater for this movie.
I know.
I'm already in the theater waiting.
It would be awesome. Well, I'm not going to take too much of your time because I know you want to get back to that family of yours, Kristen, but
I appreciate the break, Katie. Don't let me go.
Okay. Someone's saying Lisa Kudrow would be good as Carol Baskins as well.
She really would.
Yeah, she would. So anything else that you want people to know about this special, Kristen? Because I really do think it's going to be helpful. Once I had to do a special for kids about the Iraq War, and I was at the Pentagon answering questions, and I inadvertently talked about some of the ruthless techniques of Saddam Hussein and what he would do to his enemies. And I talked about it in graphic detail, which was completely inappropriate for children. So can I say you need to be careful what you say on the special?
Well, luckily I most of my life is pretty PG. So my whole role in this is to facilitate getting these kids talking to each other, talking to the experts, and adding a little bit of comedy in between. We have actually a ton of people that are cameoing on it, and we have a huge musical performance. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it yet.
Wait, I think you are, because I've seen it in the promo. Are you talking about AK?
AK, yes. Alicia Keys is performing, and I think JoJo C was doing something, which is obviously going to make my daughter flip her lid. But there's so many people that have sort of added their voice to this, because I think what we wanted to do is bring everyone together and say, we hear you, we see you. Let's all be together for this hour. So I would say, please watch it with your kids if you can. Not even just because I'm on it, but because I think it's going to be really beneficial to a lot of kids to feel seen and heard. And if you don't have kids, watch it anyway, because it's going to be wonderful and silly, and you might get some answers. But if you know kids, let them know about it too, because this is an opportunity to let the kids be heard and seen. And I think they really need that right now. We've been in adult land for a while about this virus and what it's doing to the world, and it's about time that we listen to the kids.
I also think, Kristen, that sometimes parents don't realize that their anxiety is sort of through osmosis and through just kind of the atmosphere you're living in, that kids can internalize their parents' anxiety very easily. We're all living in such close quarters. They're watching us very carefully and closely. And so even if
they're
kids,
watching us watch the news.
Yeah, exactly.
And anxiety lingers in the air. I know I give my kids anxiety all the time because mine comes out, and I constantly have to check myself. And that's one of the reasons I'm driving Dax crazy, is because I have a lot of anxiety and depression, and it's coming out, and it's like a bubble around me. And I have to remind myself, you can just take a deep breath and you can go on a walk, or you can talk to someone, but what you can't do is push that out into your sort of community, because everybody is just doing the best they can. And the best reminder that I've gotten was when I talked to Glennon Doyle. I don't know if do you know Glennon?
I don't know her, but I know of her, and I know her books and everything.
Oh, she's incredible. And she said, I said, how are you guys doing? She was checking in, and she said, we're just taking the time to be gentle right now, because this is not the time to be anything but gentle. Everyone's going to be chewing too loud. Everyone's going to be leaving cabinet doors open. Things that we just got to remember to be gentle with one another. And that extends to the kids. But the problem is sometimes they don't know how to verbalize it. So the whole point of this Nick special is to get them to watch it and then be able to confidently ask their questions when they need to. Well,
you've done so much to destigmatize mental and emotional health issues by talking really openly about yours, and I admire that so much and really respect you for that and other things. And I want to mention that it's on at 7:00 tonight. People are asking. It's called hashtag Kids Together. It's 1 hour on Nickelodeon. We're going to make this interview available in my morning newsletter called Wake Up Call, which I'd like to encourage everyone to sign up for. They don't have to watch news 24/7. Every morning we give you kind of the latest, what you need to know, and then you can basically go about your day and not feel inundated by all the news around you 24/7. So it's called Wake Up Call. And as I said, we're going to do highlights from this conversation, highlights from the special. And I just love talking to you. You're so great. You're so easy to talk to. Oh, someone asked Kristen about the age range of viewers. What is it? What are the appropriate age ranges?
Any age. There's nothing inappropriate. Well, to be honest, like, yes, we're talking about COVID-19 and the coronavirus, but there's nothing scary. The whole objective is not to frighten, it's to answer their questions, and we take their lead. So we have kids as young as 6 or 7 asking questions, and as old as 21. but there's not really an age range. I'm going to have my 5 and 7-year-old watch it. And I truly think if you have a 3-year-old who you think is cued into what the heck is happening right now and might have some questions or want a little comfort, I would say let them watch it. I don't think there's any age range whatsoever, because the bottom line is kids are all absorbing this. They're all interested. And what I've been telling my kids is that we don't run from information. We take it when we learn it and we digest it, and then we proceed. And so if they want to talk more about it, I always let them. And that's why I'm letting her tinker with the green paint and the water, because I'm trying not to tell them at home, don't think about it. This will be over soon. Don't think about it, because I know that doesn't work for me. And I don't think it works for a lot of people. So yeah, I think kids of any age can watch it, because I think they all have a stake in this.
And is it going to be available online, Kristen, for people who may miss it? Do you know about that? Or maybe
Gosh,
you
I
can
don't know,
post
but I
that
will,
maybe on your Instagram.
I will try and make sure that I can post to a link where they can watch it.
I think that would be great, because a couple of people were asking how to watch it in Europe, or they don't have cable, et cetera, et cetera. So it would be a great public service to make this available to people even after the fact.
Yeah, I will work on that, about getting it on some other platform they can watch it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not that impressed if someone says they can't watch it tonight at 7. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? We can't do anything else. But yeah, we'll talk to them about figuring out how to make it available on a different platform if you don't have Nickelodeon.
Well, thank you again. And by the way, tell your cute girls, the last thing I'm going to say, I really respect how you maintain their privacy. I think that's so important. I felt the same way about my daughters, and in the age of social media, that's sort of hard to do. But I think I really applaud you, because they're too little to give their permission to let you put their pictures everywhere, and they may not want it at some point. And I just think it's nice to not put them out there. And I really respect that decision that you've made.
Thank you. It's not always easy, I will tell you, because they ask questions, because they know what social media is. And even this morning, my daughter turned 7 on Friday. And thankfully, I had ordered a bunch of Harry Potter stuff. She's obsessed with Harry Potter. And so we put the banners up for Gryffindor and Slytherin, and we all had Harry Potter tattoos, and she got a wand. And this morning, they're playing Harry Potter in our bedroom, and the spells they're doing are Protecto Corona. And it was so cute. And my first instinct is, I want to tape this and show people, but I can't. So I don't not post them, because there's nothing that I think is wonderful about them. It's really just a safety thing of, I think they deserve to decide when they're shown. But man, sometimes they do such cute stuff.
Well, you should tape
Corona.
it. You should tape it, and then you can use it at their rehearsal dinners. And one day they're going to want to see themselves. Nothing gives people more joy than seeing themselves as little kids. And so you should actually tape it. You just don't have to share it with the world.
Yeah.
That's my little advice for you today.
I appreciate it. Okay, I'll do that.
Anyway, all right, lots of love. Tell Dax I said hi.
Thank you.
I'm really happy that all your fans were able to join us. And let's do it again. Let's check in with each other in the next couple of weeks, because it looks like we're going to be doing this for a while.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Kristen. See you.
Bye.
Bye everybody.